Yeah. So,
Advait, I have a question for you.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, you've heard Achan talk about the 3 rounds of understanding the Four Noble Truths, right?
yeah,
Pariyati, Patipati, Pativeda,
correct,
or Satyayana, Kichayana, Katayana.
correct.
Do you think there is any other way other than this?
The 3 rounds, I got it. After that, what you said, such a, matlab the views, is it?
Oh, it's the same, but from different aspects. Satyayana is about Pariyati.
Yeah,
Kichayana is a Patipati,
yeah.
and Katayana is realization, which is Pativeda.
Yes, I feel that's the only way. And
Right.
that's what I had a question about it.
Mm.
Okay. What most of the time I am reading or I am discussing, we are discussing here, it is Pariyatti, right?
What do you think? Can it
Yeah,
be
that's what.
Patipati?
Yeah, it is most.
And when is it Pariyati? When exactly is it Pariyati? Is it just being here, talking about Dhamma, using different Dhamma terms, or what? What exactly is Pariyati?
Yeah, Pariyatti is understand, trying to, one is listening to Dhamma, what we are listening, talking about Dhamma, understanding, trying to understand the concepts intellectually. That is Pariyatti.
You mean trying as in what? Trying? Or is there anyone who's doing anything right now?
That is, nobody is there, but in conventional truth, I was speaking.
Yeah, even if you're talking in the usual conventional sense,
Yeah,
what is the truth? Is there anyone who's trying
no,
anytime?
no.
No. So what is exactly pariyati? Is it just being here and listening and discussing, or does it refer to some? Remember, pariyati, patipati, patibeda is actually a reference to panya, cetasika of different strengths, of
Mm,
different levels.
mm.
So when is it pariyati? Is it not only when panya arises to understand?
Yeah,
It's intellectual understanding as against patipati, which is direct understanding.
yeah,
So no one can is doing pariyati, no one can do patipati. It's just different levels of uh, panya,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And it's not like sitting here and discussing Dhamma means it's pariyati. It's only pariyati when understanding arises in one moment to understand at the intellectual level. So same with patipati, it is one moment of rising uh, of the arising of a particular level of panya to directly understand a dhamma. So it's not about doing anything particular. It's about panya arising to directly understand a reality, right?
yeah.
I don't think Advait was talking about doing anything in particular. I think he was just being realistic that when there's taking part in a discussion like this, there are moments when it's clear what's being said and one understands it, and there are moments when it's not so clear and one still struggles to understand it or tries to understand it. So he just used trying in the sense that not of something to do, but that is the real nature. There is trying. That doesn't mean there's an idea of self, but just trying to understand if it's not completely clear doesn't mean there's an idea of self involved. So I
Right,
think
right, right.
that's what he was getting at. And
Right, right,
but
right. But
your point is it's only the moments of actual
right, right. And
understanding
I think
that are
we
the
all need to
pariyatti.
be reminded of this again and again.
Mm,
And we tend to forget. And I think the point of me starting this with Advait was to actually point to what it means for practice, for mindful to be to or when people use meditation, because as Sarah was pointing out, everyone everywhere has this doubt and this questions about whether going to a quiet place is conducive, whether that qualifies as pati as meditation. So actually, I was pointing out with starting from pariyati that even now there's no one. It's just different moments of understanding. So is the case when it's pati, it's no one. It's just dhamma arising, a particular level of panya arising to directly know. So therefore, the idea about going somewhere is not in line with this understanding. So I was going in that direction, John. Yeah.
And when one asks Advait, is the reading or discussing pariyati, or can there be application of what we're saying in daily life, or does anything need to be done now? Those moments of doubt are not pariyati, as you say. So this is why we listen to consider more about dhammas, because if there's no understanding of Dhamma now, what is Dhamma now, what is appearing now, then there isn't any development of pariyati understanding. I think Sukin's made a good point. It's not about a situation like being in a Zoom discussion or reading a sutta or listening to a tape for half an hour. It's about understanding what appears, understanding Dhamma now.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
what I understand is that pariyati, pati veda, no matter which level of panya, they all agree exactly. They agree with each other. So you ask someone who has some pariyati understanding and someone who's had a lot of direct understanding and someone who's realized the Dhamma, the answer to these basic questions about Dhamma will be the same. There's no conflict. So if there's no one in practice, at the level of realization, at the level of pariyati also, the understanding is same, that there is no one to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what. There is no one to do anything, and I want to just share one of the idea. We can call it as a real life scenario. Recently, something happened, and there was an idea that somebody has deceived me or fooled me in in my professional setting. So that was there was a lot of thinking about it. Why did it happen in a conventional way? What mistakes I did? What should I have done better? There were a lot of ideas basically. I think if I'm not wrong, it's same as Pannati, right? And mm, then there was a little bit of understanding.
If I may interrupt, what do you say? Same as what? Pandati? Banyati. Oh, you mean
Ideas,
concept?
Ideas,
Yeah.
concepts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
concept.
Okay.
So there are a lot
Okay.
of concepts, and there was a little bit of understanding. There is no I. I is an idea. Money is an idea. You know, so many ideas were there, but still, the process or whatever was happening was such that again and again that aversion, agitation, fear, anger, it's arising. And again, I know it should not happen, and that also is an idea. I realize that, matlab in a conventional term, and then again it happens. Again it comes, comes, and again there's an idea, but there is a attempt to stop it, but then there is an understanding that I can't stop it. It is automatic. So it's all happening, and then I was also reading that Abhidhamma in daily life. I was reading about javanas, javana chittas, and the sense doors. And then it was written that this is very automatic. The moment there is a sense door object, aramana, it may be any object to any of the six sense doors, then automatically the Javana Chittas arise and Chetasikas arise. So one cannot do anything about it. So, that's what I wanted to share.
Yes, so that's correct, isn't it? That no one can control thinking. They must be thinking all the time. And the problem is not just not just that we think with attachment, aversion, ignorance. That's of course a problem, but it's not the real problem. The problem is that we think that things should change. So you're correct that it's just the way it is. That's the right understanding.
Yeah.
And what about now? Is anything happening in a professional setting, or is there any idea about the money or the I or the what the other has done, or any worry about it? What about now? Because it's all gone, all that thinking about what happened to me and the setting and how could he do it and what should I, it's all gone, it's all gone. So what about now?
Yeah.
Any anger or unpleasant feeling now?
Yeah, there is some unpleasant feeling
At this moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just, what is it? It's just unpleasant feeling. How about now?
Yeah. That's just
And it's normal to even,
it's just a moment. It's just a
that's
moment.
just normal.
And then it's gone. And then at the moment when, like now, smiling and happy for a moment, no unpleasant feeling. So that's all day like that. Moments of thinking with unpleasant feeling, moments of thinking with pleasant feeling, all by conditions, all anatta, all gone. Whatever happened, the situation, the occurrence, all gone. So it's always back to now. What about now?
Yeah.
Understanding now. Life just exists in the moment now. All gone.
Not that there's anything wrong with thinking about something that's happened, because there may be lessons to be learned, for example. And there's bound to be a lot of akusala thinking when one has experienced an unpleasant situation, such as you've described, or any other. There are so many instances one could give of unpleasant situations that occur in one's life, daily life. These are the ups and downs of life from which there is no escape. However, with confidence in the Dhamma, we appreciate that the best move going forward is just the development of understanding of conditioned realities, because this is the only path to eventually be free of the worldly conditions, such as loss of reputation or gain or loss, material loss, praise and blame, etc., health and ill health. They are with us for as long as there is life in samsara.
Like you mentioned, they're just all different dharmas arising and falling away in different sense door and mind door processes.
Yeah.
Each one by conditions, anatta. That's why understanding about dharmas is the way to understand in truth. There isn't the other, that deceived one, and there are just different dharmas.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
so when you ask about the application in daily life, it is the understanding of dharmas that is the understanding of what is true in daily life.
Yeah.
as John was just saying, talking about the 8 worldly conditions, we tend to blame others for our misery, but we forget that it's just a result of our karma, past karma, that we get blamed, we get, there's loss, there's unpleasant, experiences and all that. It's a result of a past karma.
Suryaji, you have any questions? You want to bring up anything from last week?
So here I want to make one small comment, just you can correct me. So is it a possibility that if one is observing dhammas and one probably becomes a little softer, it's again an idea, okay, what I'm sharing, then in professional life or business life, one may get easily deceived or something like that? Or one may just start observing everything as Dhamma and then just forgiving everything, forgetting everything. But in business, one
What do you
has
mean
to.
by
uh,
what do you mean by becoming softer?
that's what. So one forgets. Okay, it is Dhamma. It is gone. This moment. It is gone. This moment. Gone. This moment. This moment. This moment. And then one just forgives and forgets everything or wrongdoings of other people. But in business, we need to actually sit and work. Okay, this is what happened, and probably that is all based on lobha or dosha. No, this
Well,
much.
it's also based on one's experience in life.
Yeah.
And it can't be helped that with every moment of following every moment of seeing, there is some attachment or hearing or thinking. That's just the way it is. And that's not a reason for not continuing to act as we normally would in a particular situation. So the Dhamma doesn't say that we can't pursue a business to the best of our ability.
Mm.
And whether one is conducting business or in an outside work situation, there's still attachment and lobha and dosa anyway. So we should not think that studying the Dhamma doesn't mean becoming soft in the way you mentioned. It doesn't mean that one doesn't use one's business acumen, one doesn't look after one's reputation or one's possessions, or it doesn't mean, oh, I let anyone take what they want from what I've got. Not at all.
And Advait, you might take this a cue from this business attitude of being critical, critical thinking and everything,
Yeah.
So apply that to Dhamma. It's not about situations that, that as you imagine, that the more the understanding, the more kusala, and then you're in a situation where people just take advantage of you because you're just like letting go of everything. It's not like that. That's just thinking. What it comes to really is to understand the moment. And it's just that chitta, that one moment that needs to be understood, not a situation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Another comment I would add, some people think that having metta towards others means trusting them without question. But again, that's not the case. The development of metta does not mean one has to accept other people at their word without question. Obviously, if one took that attitude, then one might become a victim to the kind of thing you've been describing, but that is not what is asked for as far as a development of understanding or even the development of kusala, mundane kusala, such as metta, karuna.
May I add something here?
Go ahead, Anne.
Go ahead. Anne.
Okay. The other thing, I think it's important to remember that even in these, this sort of the business world or your professional situation or whatever, there is nothing to say that if conditions are right and there is sufficient understanding, that there will not be a moment of understanding. I think many people think that they can just say, okay, well, I'm doing such and such. There won't be any understanding here. But it's all moment to moment. And the moments of being engaged in business or concentrated on what you're doing, you're writing or whatever, where the conditions are right, where there is a sufficient development of understanding and the conditions are there can be moments of understanding. So it's like limit it to any situations, including the one that you consider. And I mean, I think we've all been there. We all have our business. We all have very serious things that we do, but you can't, don't think that it wouldn't be possible for there to be moments of understanding interspersed with what's happening, if there are the conditions and the level of understanding to start with.
And there's no dilemma between being firm and conducting one's business or one's activities well, giving reprimands to one's students or colleagues when necessary, and so on, and developing metta, karuna, understanding, because more understanding, more kindness doesn't mean being soft like you suggest at all.
And you could be reminded that during the Buddha's time, there were so many Aryans who were doing big business and running the country, being ministers and all that, and even kings. So they could work and run and do such big, had such big work to do, and they could do it.
And monks who misbehaved, who had to be reprimanded and called for attention and so on. So life goes on as usual, but with more understanding. I think Ju would like to speak. Ju, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I would just like to second to Anne's and Sukin's comment that once that, I'm still in business and I'm working very hard and doing the foundation job at the same time. We just have issues every day, every hour, and my international contacts with business. With understanding you, I can't speak for the others. This is my own personal experience, of course, but it helped to handle situations as we understand that everything is anatta and its flow, but our intention that we have to remind thatท่านอาจารย์said,ท่านอาจารย์ often sort of comment in Thai with the Thai audience that we often forget when we wake up that all thing is Dharma. And at one time I asked her, when you said being firm, and I asked her, firm of what? What should come first when you said firm? And she said, anatta. So we can't control anything. So I train myself that when I wake up in the morning that sabbe dhamma, sabbe dhamma anatta, sabbe dhamma anatta. And by reciting this early in the morning when waking up, after remembers and pay homage to the triple gem, and you said, okay, sabbe dhamma anatta. And then you go doing things as usual, practice. So I have a difficult time since my business have been not moving at all, after the lockdown and thing. And I thought that, okay, that's fine, because at the time I thought I would give up everything and just devoted myself for the foundation. And just last year I askedท่านอาจารย์ that should I give up all my business? Andอาจารย์ said, no, you have to think that if you're still useful in the community, you do it, continue doing it. And I said, but some people hate me. And she said, don't think about people who hate you or don't like you. Just think about people who you can help. And if you have to confront both of them at the same time, you just focus on what can you do to be useful and disregard the other person who completely probably useless for me, and I'm useless for that person. That's fine. Thus, I live my life that way, and it's become not easier, but it's unbothering, or it's bother little. Of course, you get irritated. I'm a short-tempered person, but that seems to be shorter and shorter every day. I didn't let it go. let go itself very fast. It doesn't stuck anymore. That's it.
You mean
The
less,
thing,
less and less, not shorter and shorter.
something like
If it
that.
got
you
shorter,
know.
that would be worse.
but you live, I don't know, with more content. It's
The main point
contentment.
is that they're all dhammas, or none of them me. So it's not I that
exactly.
trains myself. It's not I that do things this way or that way. They're just
You know,
dhammas passing.
it's the understanding that, okay, you know, even though that I remember that all is Dhamma, but still you have to use some word to explain. That's it. And that's it.
And your example reminded me of Nina's example when we were in Sri Lanka on one of those trips. You mentioned staying in the house of a lady, and Nina said, "Oh, she doesn't like us at all." And Ajahn said, "It doesn't matter at all. We like her. We're friendly. We're helpful to those around. Never mind what they think." So it's all about the citta, the metta. When we're thinking of whether others like us, it's just clinging to oneself, not metta
Right.
or understanding at those moments.
Right.
And you can't eliminate what had been accumulated for eons. It won't go fast. It's stuck like I don't know, glue, tars.
And the main point
anything.
is they're not my accumulations. It's not my
Right.
understanding. It's not my short temper. It's not my
Yeah.
metta. They're
Right.
just passing dhammas.
Right. And
Life goes on.
it's just that, you know, I think watching at the creek when the water is running, just like that. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
But one thing,
Pete, go ahead, Pete. I think Pete had his hand up.
Yes.
just a moment, a comment for Kunti. And I mean, it's your decision, but I would factor in that if your business is unprofitable, then why continue? You're saying since COVID, it's a long time.
Why continue? I'm doing books, and book is
Yeah.
important. And in my business, books can also serve the foundations on other purpose. You see, books that make me meet Surya. Books make me meet a lot of people. If I stop doing it,
So
I
it
cut
is
that.
not unprofitable. It is useful.
Well, when we said useful, that I already expressed in the earlier, but profitable that we talk in terms of commercially. So that's it. So I don't do it for commercial purpose, but I do it for other things that I can be useful. And only knowledge that I have, or I accumulate, or the knowledge that stuck with whatever, it's doing books. I don't have Dhamma knowledge. I only know how to do books.
No, you do have Dhamma knowledge. You're here listening. It's with some knowledge.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you.
Just one other thing came to mind briefly here. We're talking about being engaged in business or engaged these other things. There's always now. Every moment is a now. So we can't, every moment is an opportunity if there are conditions and there is understanding.
And each now, whether going left or right, it's conditioned. It's the way it has to be.
Right.
So it's not a matter of whether I keep the business or don't. What about the thinking now, the seeing now? Yeah. Pete, go ahead.
Thank you. I think right understanding doesn't make people being soft, but more gentle, because I see Thanachan as an example, very good example about this, because like understanding make people have confidence and strong understanding to do the right things unshakably and gentle at the same time.
And I think it also makes a person more firm, and firm is not the opposite of gentle. It goes along with it.
And I think understanding makes one more tolerant to other people too. But tolerance isn't the same as ignoring the way people act or conduct themselves.
Patience too.
I think it's a time for Ajahn to give comments on any of these topics.
Okay. Okay. What did Buddha say?
Sabbe Dhamma Anatta.
Okay. Sabe means all. So now, no atta, isn't it, in truth? But no understanding of the way it is anatta at all, as long as just listening. But what about seeing, hearing, smelling? What are they to be anatta, not anyone at all? That's why it has to listen again and again and again to understand what is there little by little. That's the path leading to realize the truth, which is so very subtle. Each moment in life, no awareness with understanding of what we have studied. For example, they're seeing right now, but it's not time to understand seeing when there's not enough understanding the nature of what is there as it is. Everyone can say seeing, but is it known? It's not anyone see. It's just seeing. That's why the word of the truth can be studied again and again and again, no matter what. All dhammas. So today, how many dhammas are known as they are, as not something as before? And in truth, the word is just from the head to toe. No thought about it. Now seeing is there, hearing is there, smelling is there, tasting is there, thinking is there, attachment is there, aversion is there. It's the word, each moment unknown. That is so close, so very close. That's why we talk about the truth of what is there again and again and again. Not to forget the truth of anatta. All dhammas are anatta. So if there are any question or anything about this and that, study the truth. Consider what Buddha said. That's the way to answer what is there as it is, little by little. Otherwise, it's forgetting again, talking about this and that again. And what did Buddha say? So now we can talk about any Dhamma to have firm confidence of Dhamma as not I or anyone at all. Anything in life can be studied to understand the truth that it's conditioned to be such and such, unknown at all. If there's no hearing, considering about the reality, which just arises to experience the object. The reality now is conditioned to arise to experience object. Each moment is it unknown again. Just talk about seeing. What about beginning to realize that it's not yet known or realized as it is at all? So how long will it take just talking about it? No condition to understand it, just little by little, again and again and again. We just remember our dhammas, which is conditioned to experience the object, has arisen now. Seeing sees now, not in anyone's mind if we talk about other things. Not seeing now, just seeing, a moment of seeing. It's not anyone, it's there from the moment of waking up till now, on, till sleeping. See, no thought about it. So, what did Buddha say? Just learn about the truth of anything which is there at any time, not far away from what is there from head to toe. That's why we talk about it again. No matter what kind of Dhamma, it's just there, unknown. It's not get closer and closer and closer to realize the truth, which is there, arising and falling away all the time by conditions. So reading, hearing about any word of the teachings of the Buddha, it can be studied to understand what is there right now a little more. So we can talk about any truth, any word about what is there right now, to have conditions to realize it later, stage by stage, from the first round of Ariya Satya to the second round and to the third round. That's why anything we have read and no, not understanding about the subtlety of that reality yet, we can talk about it. So is there anything that we shall talk about?
Yeah, about Javana and Pachaya.
Okay, Pattaya first. What is it? Is it real? How come to be Pattaya?
Yeah,
So now that is seeing, we can talk about the truth of what is there right now. Seeing cannot arise without Pattaya. So you are interested in understanding Pattaya and Javana, right?
yeah.
So what is meant by Javana? See,
Javana
yeah,
is the whenever there is a object aramana on the sense door, then the series of chittas arise and then they pass away. So that
is
is the Javana.
the Chitta now?
Yes,
Is it Javana now?
yes,
What is Javana now? Not just the word,
yeah,
but understanding the truth
yeah,
of life.
yeah.
The-
Seeing
so
and
is seeing Javana?
yes,
Never at
never,
all.
never.
That's why we learn from the moment of birth.
Yeah,
It's the first moment Javana.
that is Patisandhi Chitta.
Is it Javana?
No,
Why not?
because it arises and passes away instantly.
Each reality, each one arises and falls away. Nothing lasts at all.
Yeah,
So what is Javana? See,
yeah. I'm just thinking how to put it in right words.
and what Chitta is Javana?
So we can say that it's a moment of existential propulsion. It's like
Can
running
we,
towards an object with force.
can Javana Chitas be the result of karma?
Yes. Uh, uh, yeah,
Is Patisandhi Chitta the result of karma?
yes.
Is it Javana?
Mm, Yeah, that I don't have a right understanding probably.
So those citas which are vipaka citas, the result of karma, like patisandhi, the bhavanga citas that follow moments of seeing and hearing now,
Yeah,
these vipaka citas are not javana citas.
yeah,
So after seeing, two more vipaka citas cannot be javana citas. And then there is a kiriya cita, which is inoperative. It's not kusala, it's not akusala, it's not javana. But after that, 7 citas, which are kusala or akusala, which have the function of javana. So only the kusala and akusala citas have the function of javana, running through the object in a kusala or akusala way.
So there's the meaning of impulsion, propulsion, or whatever you were saying as in terms of function of javana, but we also need to identify which particular kind of chitta can be javana. So that's where Achan was starting from. Is Patisanti javana?
no, that's a vipaka chitta.
Right.
So the javana is the function of the kusala or akusala citas that have that function of running through or propulsion or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
So 7 citas in a row, which are kusala or akusala, have that function. And when you ask about pachya, what is the pachya for those kusala or akusala citas to arise?
one is aramana pachya when the
One
object
is aramana pachya. Yes, what else?
sahajata pachya, they arise together.
Sahajata, because they arise with kusala and akusala cetasikas, condition each other. What else?
Asevana pachya, they repeat themselves.
They repeat, yes, asevana. What
Gives
else?
a feeling of continuity and self that, okay, I am doing that, I am doing that. And then there is samanantara pachaya, anantara pachaya.
Anantara, samanantara, yes.
Yeah.
And one other very important condition, these kusala and akusala citas that have the function of javana are habits, habitual tendencies, accumulated tendencies of clinging, of liking, of disliking, of understanding. This is by Pakatu Upanisya Pachya, natural, dependent, support, condition. This is the condition, the pachya that conditions these habits or accumulated tendencies to arise again and again. Why, when discussing Dhamma, can irritation suddenly arise, or understanding suddenly arise, or annoyance suddenly arise, different dharmas, all by this habit, the habit or the accumulated tendency, the pachya, pakatu upanisya pachya, that conditions these habits to arise now. So many different pachya for one moment of kusala or akusala to arise and have that function of javana, different from the conditions for the patisandhi or the seeing or the hearing or the bhavanga citas, the vipaka citas, which are the result of past karma.
Yeah. So we are studying all this, so many minute details, just to reinforce or understand that there is no self. It is all a
Yes, to
reaction.
understand it's not a Jan who is firm and gentle and kind. It's not Ju who runs a business or who has a short temper or any other habit. It's all to understand there are just dhammas now arising and falling away by conditions. No Advait, no Pete, no Sarah, no anyone, no thing that is seen, no thing that is heard. Just nama dhammas and rupa dhammas arising and falling away by different pachya. So there has to be the considering, the reflecting, the development of understanding again and again to let go of that very strong clinging to the idea of someone there, someone here, something seen, something heard. So learning a little more about different dhammas and the conditions for them right now is the way to gradually, for the idea of self to gradually go away. And one other point that you mentioned last time, or the time before last time, was about distractions. You were talking about, oh, if there are distractions, it's harder to be aware or understand. And at that moment, I had a shopping delivery. So you would call it a distraction, but it's still just seeing and hearing and thinking. So more understanding means more confidence that whatever arises, the seeing, the hearing, the thinking about the mean colleague or the shopping delivery, it's just different dhammas arising and falling away. Never mind what is thought about, just dhammas arising by conditions.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eve.
Yes, please excuse me, thank you. I have a question, if I may respectfully request some clarification on this. It just happened spontaneously around dosa, and that the experience, let's say, akusala vipaka, but also just reflecting just a moment here that accumulations factor into it. The adamana arises, there might be a dosa or a kusala, and that is the vipaka, but also from previous accumulations of dosa. And so the adamana and the dosa erroneously, this is ignorance, is expired, but it accumulates. It's panya, the understanding, that wears away the ignorance, which is, you know, what I'm getting at, why. And then different moment, different aramana or whatever, or even it's not even received or noticed. It doesn't, there's no sense store process. But if there's akusala vipaka, then would there be the tendency to have these moments? I don't know if I'm making that clear, please. Thank you.
What is akusala vipaka now?
That's a different moment gone. Now is chanda interest, I suppose.
Can dosa be akusala vipaka?
Dosa is a different moment. I would think in terms that it's a response. Yeah, it is. To experiencing an object which is deemed unpleasant in day-to-day life. Moment, yeah.
So it's not vipaka. So seeing now is vipaka. Who knows whether the seeing at this moment is kusala or akusala vipaka? It's not important whether the object seen is desirable or undesirable. It doesn't matter. And usually lobha clings to what's pleasant, dosa is averse to what is unpleasant. But the vipaka is just a moment of seeing or hearing now.
Yes.
And we can say if it's visible object, the aramana arises. But when there's the thinking with dosa about the story of the unpleasant words that were heard, for example, we can't say the idea arises. The thinking arises, but not the aramana that is thought about, the idea, because it's not real.
Yes. Little bit. Yeah. bit by bit clearer. Thank you. Yes.
It's just the vipaka, it's just a moment. We call it kusala or akusala, but actually vipaka is not kusala or akusala. It just means it's the result of half kusala or akusala karma.
Yeah.
So seeing now is not kusala or akusala, it's just seeing, which sees a pleasant or unpleasant object. We have no idea which. It doesn't matter.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
The accumulated habit, the accumulated tendency that I was just talking about with Advait, that because of that accumulated tendency and the sanya, which conditions the thinking, they're thinking again and again about the unpleasant sound or the words that were said or this or that, whatever story it is, unimportant. So the real problems in life are the accumulated habits of Lobadosa and Moha now, not the Vipaka.
Yes, yes, now, because the thinking is previous moments, tech difficulties connecting and so forth, but it's the now. And also that I find that helpful because it's so fast that I overlook those moments of mind moments, the thinking. Yes. And then there is.
And it's not my thinking, it's not my dosa. Just moments of seeing, moments of thinking, moments of dosa or ignorance or whatever, all arising, all gone, all passing down. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I
not Eve's dosa.
The atta is just there.
The clinging to atta, the atta sanya is there.
Yes, formidable. So
it's good to hear from you, Eve.
Yes, thank you. It's a good nutriment to digest and reflect on. Thank you. Okay.
And I think Ajahn was still continuing her discussion with Advait. Ajahn, please continue.
Is there now confidence of what is Dhamma?
Yes.
What is Dhamma?
It's a moment-to-moment reality.
It's real, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now, what is real?
Nama Dhamma, Rupa Dhamma, various Dhammas.
What is the meaning or the nature of Nama Dhamma?
The reality which arises and is able to experience the object.
And Rupa Dhamma?
The reality which arises and not able to experience the object.
Can they mixed?
Yes.
Can the Nama be Rupa Dhamma or can Rupa Dhamma be Nama Dhamma?
No, they are different, I think. They cannot be mixed.
At all. So, please know what is Dhamma now.
Yeah.
What is Dhamma?
Hearing. Right.
Okay. Hearing is what kind of Dhamma?
It's a Nama Dhamma.
Why do you say that it's Nama Dhamma?
Because it arises and is able to experience the object, sound.
So, can it arise at will?
No.
What condition it to arise?
One is aramana, when object, sound.
Just talk about one reality at a time, because each one is a Dhamma. Sound is sound, a Dhamma. Hearing is hearing, a Dhamma. So no matter what is there in life, each moment is so real, all are Dhammas. That's why we learn to understand. No I, no one, because what is there is Dhamma. Different moments, different realities, conditions to be a moment of seeing, a moment of thinking, but learn a little more to have firm confidence that seeing now has a reason. What are conditions for seeing to arise?
The sense door.
Is it real?
Yes.
Is it what kind of rupa? What kind of reality is sense door?
So there are different meanings of sense door. So some of them are Rupa Dhamma, some of them are Nama Dhamma.
What are Dhamma? Sense door?
Yeah. So Dwaraja.
What does it mean for door? What is a door?
Which arises and experiences the seeing.
Is it the seeing or is not the seeing? The door.
I don't understand this question.
Did you say the door?
Yeah.
What is it?
It is a chitta.
The door.
The door is Rupa Dhamma probably.
It has to be very precise, never mixed at all. Different realities. So is it hard, the door?
Actual door you're asking, real door in real life, that is hard. No, the sense door.
Okay, the sense door, is it hard or soft?
I don't know. I have not touched it.
That's why we have to learn a little more, little by little. For example, there must be this moment, and what is there is so real, but different moments cannot be the same moment at all, different by conditions. For example, moment of seeing is not moment of hearing. So we learn little by little. It's life, and people take it for my life. And in truth, it why it's life? Because it experiences an object. Whatever experiences an object, it's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
So now that is life. What is it?
A moment of seeing.
Okay. Can seeing arise by itself?
No.
What condition it to arise?
Light
And
and seeing consciousness.
what condition seeing consciousness to arise? Because it cannot arise alone. That's why when we talk about anything that we have heard many, many times, it's time to be reminded not to forget the truth of it that can be realized, but it has to be firm confidence of the truth of it. Otherwise, it can never be realized at all. That's why is that so true, so real, so it can be realized, but not by I or anyone at all, but by understanding little by little, gradually developed from now on, not to forget. That's why we can talk about it again and again and again, to be conditioned to not forget that it's there, a reality, not anyone at all. And that's the way to realize the truth, the Ariya Dhamma. If we don't talk about the truth of it, to have full confidence of reality, it can never be realized at all. That's why I keep on talking again and again, even it's just seeing. Otherwise, seeing in a day is not known at all. How can it be realized? How can it be the path leading to enlighten to the truth of what is there in life, never known before, as it is? That's why seeing is real, so it's a Dhamma, and it arises to experience what?
Light.
And what condition it? What condition seeing to arise to experience what you said, light? What condition?
Probably a vipaka chitta.
The condition.
Yeah,
That's why.
aramana pachaya.
That's why we talk about just one word, not only by name to be remembered, but to understand the very deep truth, very subtle. Each word cannot be changed at all. When there's firm understanding, it gradually letting go ignorance and attachment and the idea of something, atta. Seeing is atta, as long as it's not known, as it's conditioned to arise and gone instantly. The truth is so very instant. That's why we learn to understand the deep and the subtle truth of just one reality at a time. So now again, seeing is there by conditions. What are conditions for seeing to arise? How many? One by one, please. Not to forget about seeing right now, to be conditioned, to attain to the seeing, to understand the nature of seeing as not I see or no one see. So, what conditions seeing to arise?
So there can be various conditions. One of the condition is asevana pachaya, we can say.
Aramana Pajaya or what?
Not a savana, because that is only for the kusala or akusala chittas that we were talking about before, that have the which have the function of javana. So seeing is not by asavana pachya. By aramana, yes.
Aramana pachaya.
That's why we learn just little by little, not many Pajayas at once, but learn to understand the truth at this very moment, to be conditioned, not to forget, to understand it little by little as yourself. So again, please, seeing is conditioned by what?
Aramana pachaya.
Aramana Pajaya. What does it mean?
Aramana is object, the light which conditions seeing.
The object conditioned seeing by what Pajaya?
Aramana pachaya.
Aramana Pajaya. What conditioned hearing to arise?
Sound aramana pachaya.
Okay, no doubt about Aramana Pajaya.
Yeah.
It's firm now. What is Aramana Pajaya? Because it's experienced. So without it, Citta cannot experience anything. But Citta is the reality which arises to experience. So there must be the object which is experienced. It needs the object for it to experience when it arises. That's why Aramana is the Pajaya for any Citta, right?
Yeah.
Can Citta arise without Aramana Pajaya?
No.
That's why it is one Pajaya for seeing to arise. What else is Pajaya for seeing to arise? It's time to learn to understand Pajaya, not just the word. It's time to learn to understand the truth, no matter what we mention or have read,
Yeah.
to understand a little more.
Yeah.
So, what else is Pajaya for seeing to arise?
Sahajata pachaya.
What is the Sahajata Pajaya for seeing to arise?
Attention.
What is it?
It's a chetasika.
Can Citta arise without attention?
No.
Is Citta?
Yeah.
What is the Pali term for attention?
Attention. Ekagya nahi.
Manasikara.
Manasikara. हाँ.
Manasikara cetasika.
Yeah.
Can it be other cetasika?
Yeah. Ekagata.
No. Can manasikara be other cetasika? Not at all.
No.
Manasikara is a reality which attend to the object, which citta experience it very clear. Because of attention is there. Attend to the object. Right?
Yeah.
That's why later on we heard many words about manasikara because of its function and so on. But little by little, learn to understand, to have firm confidence of seeing from now on. No matter where and when, at any moment, seeing, sees, not I see. What other real function is there? Excuse me. What other conditions are there too?
So this is Sahajata Pachaya with seeing attention arises.
By way of Sahajata Pachaya.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Sahajata Pachaya.
Rise together.
So what condition what?
They condition each other.
Okay, that's good. So no doubt about the three Pachaya.
Yeah.
And see now is conditioned by what else?
By another Chetasika concentration, Ekagrata.
What else?
Then another Chetasika, maybe some Kushala Chetasika.
Can it arise with seeing?
No, that's the next moment.
That's right, just seeing right now. What are conditions for its arising? Aramana, Pachaya, and what else?
Sahajata Pachaya.
And what else?
And Samanantara Pachaya is again next moment.
So not now.
Not now.
We just talk about now.
Yeah.
What else?
Along with attention, Anya Manya Pachaya.
What does it mean?
That I don't know.
That's right. Anya Manya.
Yeah.
It conditioned the other. Each condition the others.
Yeah.
Sahaja Anya Manya. Citta condition Citasikas and Citasikas condition Citta as well.
Yeah.
It does mean that only Citta condition Cetasika, but Cetasika itself condition Citta to arise. Anya Manya Pachaya.
We mutually condition each other. And Advait, besides the other Cetasikas and the Chitta which condition each other by Sahajata and Anyamanya, the object, the visible object, the Aramana, can the visible object be seen if there is no eye sense for it to impinge on?
No.
So what is the other reality that has to be a condition for seeing?
That's what I sense.
Yeah, there has to be the eye sense for that rupa to impinge on, otherwise it can't be seen. So it's very important condition, the eye sense as a condition, as a support for the seeing to arise, and it has to have arisen before the seeing can experience an object. And when you asked earlier and you didn't have no idea what door is, the eye sense is it's the base for seeing to arise, to experience the visible object. And it's also the doorway, the means by which all the chittas in that eye door process can experience the visible object. So for the seeing, it's the base and the doorway, but for the citta before and afterwards in the idle process, it's not the base, but it's also the doorway. So the doorway means just the way that they can arise and experience the object. If there's no eye sense, if someone is completely blind, it doesn't matter what visible objects are arising and falling away. There cannot be any experience of them without the eye sense. So this is the doorway, the means for those cittas to experience the object. So the eye sense is an important condition for seeing. I think Ajahn was waiting for you to mention it, because we can go through the other chaitasikas that arise with the seeing consciousness. Like you mentioned, manasikara and ekagata, there must also be phassa and vedana and sanya, jivitindriya. These all condition each other by sahajata and anyamanya. But without eye sense, then no visible object can be seen or experienced at all.
And it's important a bit because although those other the chaitasikas arise by sahajata is as we know, it's only through after studying the Abhidhamma. In the suttas, you'll see that the Buddha talks about three main conditions. One is the object, the other the base, and the other is the citta.
Okay.
And as you mentioned, the citta preceding seeing consciousness, the adverting consciousness, has to have arisen and fallen away to condition seeing to follow by anantara and samanantara paccaya. So this is correct. Each one follows the next one by these conditions. But I think Ajahn was particularly, because you had asked about doorway, particularly looking for the eye sense as a condition for seeing, or as base and doorway for it.
Yeah.
Is seeing Chakku Vinyana Ayatana. I'm sure you have heard the word Ayatana because you have heard a lot, like Paccaya and so on.
Yeah.
So is seeing Ayatana?
Yes, I think so.
Not I think so. But understanding the meaning of what is meant, particular word, Ayatana.
Yeah.
Is seeing Ayatana?
So I forgot what is ayatana. It is just.
I don't think we've discussed ayatana in any detail with Advait, so I don't think you're familiar with ayatana, Advait.
Yeah.
That's why no matter what we are talking about, we can talk about it by different means or ways. For example, by way of ayatana, by way of dhatu, by way of paticcasamuppada, just to understand one reality a little more, to be firm confidence of the truth that it cannot be changed at all.
Yeah.
That's why we talk about the chati, kusala, akusala, vipaka, kriya, to have firm confidence of the nature of that particular moment or particular citta. And
So ayatana, so Advait, the ayatana refers to the.
Kunsara, could you please let Thanajan explain that finish? It's much more. They will be much more beneficial for us. So after that, after Thanajan finish, you can discuss furthermore, please.
It's all right, Kunsara. Please help. Okay.
So the ayatana Advait refers to the meeting of the dhammas at this moment. So at a moment of seeing, there has to be the meeting of the visible object, as you mentioned, and the eye sense. The visible object is outer ayatana, the eye sense is inner ayatana, and the citta, the seeing, is the manayatana. So there has to be the meeting of them together. And the chaitasikas that you mentioned that have to arise together with seeing are the dhammayatana. So they all meet together in a moment of experiencing. And this is what is referred to as the ayatanas, the meeting of those particular dhammas associating together at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another word, see, ayatana, not just to be heard, but to understand the truth
Yeah.
a little more, to have confidence of anatta. All dhammas are anatta, even seeing. It can be understood in many ways by way of ayatana.
Yeah.
At moment of hearing, is hearing ayatana?
Yeah.
Why and how and what are there?
So hearing meets the sense door.
Do we have to say meet? It cannot arise without that
Yeah.
reality. That's why it has to be there. It must be there.
Yeah.
Not just like meeting or something like I used to think about, but it means that without the other reality right then together, there cannot be a moment of seeing, a moment of hearing, a
Yeah.
moment of thinking. Each moment is ayatana because it has to arise with other reality. And if we think about meeting, see, they come to meet, but it has to be there by condition. Without that, it cannot arise at all. That's why for hearing, what is ayatana? One by one. Is there ayatana? Is hearing ayatana as well?
Yes.
Whatever is there cannot be alone. And that's the meaning of ayatana, one moment at a time. So just talk about one moment of seeing, one moment of hearing,
Yeah.
not be mixed. So what ayatana is there at moment of hearing?
That is Shrota Vijnana.
Sota vijnana is manayatana.
Mm.
No matter it experiences what. Another word for chitta is mano or mana.
Mm.
Omana, by way of ayatana, it arises with each moment. So
Yeah.
it is manayatana.
Yeah.
Or we can say sotayatana, sota vinyana, but vinyana is mana. So it doesn't matter any moment, seeing, hearing, smelling. Chitta is there as manayatana. One only cannot be ayatana. It has to be other reality together, arising and it's there, not fallen away yet.
Mm.
So hearing is ayatana, manayatana. What else is there?
Along with hearing, there will be different.
No,
Mm.
no, no, no. Just hearing, only hearing. Hearing is ayatana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Manayatana,
Yeah.
and alone or with what?
With the
What
hearing
is
sense
what
door,
is there at moment of hearing?
the sense door, hearing sense door, then attention,
And what Pali word for hearing sensor?
chakku dwarapal, maybe.
Jakku is eye.
No, no,
But
Shrota dwara,
Shrota Vijnana.
okay, sotayatana.
Shrotayatana.
By way of ayatana, we talk a moment of hearing only. It's there as the ear, so it's sotayatana, manayatana, and what else?
Shrotayatana, Manayatana, then Shrota Vinyana.
Manayatana.
Yeah.
Only that?
Then there will be,
There must be.
yeah, there must be other parts of the chitta and Javana chittas arising.
Javana
Not Javana
again.
Chitas.
That's
Forget
right.
about Javana Chitas at
Mhm.
moments of Vipaka. It's like,
Okay.
what about the object and the base?
Yeah, the object and the base. So base is the hearing.
No. See, it has to be clear of each reality.
Yeah.
And at Advait, we're talking about ayatana, means we're talking about at that one particular moment, the different dhammas involved. We're not talking about what follows and what precedes.
Okay.
So at that particular moment.
Okay. Then there definitely there are another chitta, the attention, ekagrata. Then
Yes, the
panya,
Dhammayatana. And
yeah,
what is the object at that moment?
that is the sound.
The sound. Is it ayatana at that moment?
Yeah.
And what about the base? The base for hearing?
Shrota Vinyana, the sense door of the hearing.
The ear base. Yes.
Ear, yeah.
So it has to be ayatana. It must be there.
Yeah.
So there must be the hearing, there must be the sound, there must be the ear base, there must be the other Chaitasikas, the Chaitasikas. Any Javana?
No.
No. When we're talking about Vipaka Chitas, no Javana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all those different dharmas which are there at that moment of hearing, each one is ayatana.
Yeah. So these are vipaka chittas.
Which are Vipaka Chitas.
This no hearing, sound, ear base.
Is sound Vipaka Chitta?
No, that's a Rupa Dhamma.
It's a rupa, it's not vipaka. Vipaka can only be namas.
Yeah.
So rupa is not vipaka.
Yeah. But
What about the ear base? Is that vipaka?
yes. Or
Ear base,
No.
I don't. Yeah.
the ear sense,
I
can
don't.
it be vipaka? Is it nama or rupa?
That's what it has some parts of Nama and Rupa. There are so many terms there, no? 6, 7 terms.
When we're talking about
Ear.
the
We just
ear
talk about
base,
ear.
the ear,
Or
Here
the
is
ear.
Rupa. Rupa.
it's just a rupa, nothing to do with the sense door cheetahs or anything else. It's just the rupa which the sound has to impinge on. So it's a rupa, not vipaka.
Yeah.
So the ear base is conditioned by karma, but it's not vipaka because it's rupa.
Yeah. So at the moment of at a one moment, various things can coexist like sound, hearing, ear base, the 7 Chaitasika. So these are ayatanas together.
Each one is ayatana, yes, at that moment of hearing, just at that moment of hearing,
Yeah.
for a moment. And again, it shows how dhammas are conditioned. No one there at all, no one who makes the hearing arise, no one can stop it falling away
Yeah.
by conditions.
Yeah.
Jan, we just have a few minutes left, so please continue.
That's why we learn a little more to have firm confidence of even just only one reality. For example, see talking about just a moment. What are there? That's why we have to learn more about the classification of each reality. For example, citta, by way of chati, there are 4 kinds of chati. Kusala, everyone knows, no need to talk about it. And akusala, kusala chati, akusala chati, conditioned vipaka chati. And the reality, the citta, which is not kusala, akusala, and vipaka, is kiriya. That's why there are 3 kinds of, 4 chati of citta. It cannot be changed. When it is kusala chati, it cannot be akusala chati. It cannot be vipaka. It cannot be kiriya. That's why we learn a little more about the nature of the reality like citta for chatis, and each citta has its function. That's why we know when we talk about chavana, it's just the function of citta. That's why altogether there are 14 functions of citta. Learn to understand the term, the word we heard, what is it, a little more. So I think next time there would be more questions about what you have learned. Okay, so it's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ everyone.